Good evening and welcome to another episode of Whiskey and Wealth Wednesday. Tonight I'm actually drinking, it's kind of an iteration of a Kentucky Mule. It's Noah's Mill, but then using a ginger syrup from Proof, and then shaken over ice and then poured over the stone there. So it's actually really good. So at any rate, last episode we covered inflation, and a lot of people responded to that. And I thought a natural extension of this theme would be to talk about risk. Now, I want to tie it into something that's more current, we're probably all tired of hearing about, but I was recently having a conversation and then subsequently listening to a podcast about COVID and about risks, but specifically relative risk. And I'm not going to dive into all of that in the time that we have today, but just really realizing that everything is not just black and white. It's not binary, by example. And that certainly applies in my industry and specifically right now with respect to inflation. One of the comments I received after the inflation post was from my brother-in-law, Ben, and he actually said, yeah, equities, real estate, really the only ways to offset the inflation component. And then he said something which my business partner Mark and I have been talking about meaningfully for the last 3 to 5 months are, historically we think of bonds as being the place where we go to lessen risk, to de-risk our portfolios. And the reality is, in an inflationary period and in a period where interest rates are going to go higher, presumably, bonds actually are not that safe space anymore. And so I would encourage you to really think about relative risk in your portfolios, and how that's going to be affected on a move forward basis as inflation accelerates, as interest rates presumably accelerate, and what potential strategies might you want to consider as a function of de-risking your portfolio, but from a historical perspective, again, something that might seem a bit unconventional. So to risk, cheers.